ask you a question. What if I told you that the reason your credit limits are stuck right now, today, has absolutely nothing to do with your credit score? Most people think a higher score automatically means higher limits. And listen, that's partially true. But the truth of the matter is, two people can walk into the same bank with the same score, the same history, the same everything, and walk out with completely different limits. Now, same person, same credit, different positioning. And that positioning made all the difference. In my 37 years working in this space, I have watched people go from a $2,000 limit to a $30,000 limit on a single card, not because they got lucky, because they understood the system. Today, I'm going to break down the 5 levels from the easiest move you can make today all the way to the strategy that separates the $2,000 limit people from the $30,000 limit people. And here's what I need you to know. Even if you only do level 1 or level 2, you can still double or triple what you have right now. But if you stay through all 5 levels, that is where the real positioning happens. That is where the CBL credit part starts to work for your business, not against it. Now, this is something that's very important. We've got to understand this or we fail. Here's the problem with how most entrepreneurs approach credit limits. They wait, they hope, they think, if I just keep paying on time, eventually the bank will reward me. And listen, I understand that thinking. The system trained you to think that way. But here's what nobody's telling you. Banks don't reward patience. They reward positioning and only positioning. There is a massive difference between those two words. And understanding the difference is going to change the way you operate from this point forward. Right now, the bank is making decisions about your credit limits based on data they collected when you first applied. Old data, sometimes years old data. They don't automatically go back and update their picture of you. That is your job. And most entrepreneurs never do it. That's not a credit problem. That's a positioning problem. And that is exactly what we're going to fix today. And I mean, we are going to fix it. But before we get to it, do me a favor. I want you to subscribe to this great channel. Hit that like button so more people get this information, and hit that bell so you know every time we are uploading great content just like this. Let's start off with level 1. Update your income profile. This is the move that 90% of people never make, and it costs them thousands of dollars in available credit every single year. So this is what you do. Log into your credit card account. Go to profile or settings, then personal information. Find the field for annual income and update it. It's critical. Now here's the part most people get wrong. You are allowed to include household income, especially if you are an entrepreneur whose household benefits from multiple income streams. If your business generates revenue that contributes to your household, that counts. So include it. And here is something even more specific. When you enter your housing expense, whether that's rent or mortgage, only list your portion, not the full payment, your portion, because the bank takes your income, subtracts your housing, and calculates what they call your financial breathing room. The more breathing room, the higher the limit they're willing to extend. You may already qualify for a higher limit right now. The bank just doesn't know it. So give them accurate data. That's not gaming the system. That is alignment. And when you are aligned, money flows every single time. Now, level 2, the manual request done right. Now let's talk about how to actually ask for more, because how you ask matters just as much as when you ask. First, know your issuers. Navy Federal, American Express, Chase, Bank of America, Capital One. All of these process limit increase requests with what's called a soft pull. That means they check your credit without it showing up as an inquiry. Your score does not drop. You can request through the app or online without without penalty. This is important. Always request online or through the app. Never call unless you're forced to. At some institutions, a phone call triggers a hard pull. That is an inquiry you don't need to spend. And here's the move that most people get wrong. Ask for way more than you think you'll get. I'm going to say it again. Ask for way more than you think you'll get. Because if you have $3,000 limit right now, do not ask for $5,000, ask for $15,000. The worst thing they can say is, here's what we can offer. And that counter offer will still be higher than if you asked small. Most entrepreneurs I work with undervalue themselves in the room. Don't undervalue yourself with the bank. They respect boldness backed by a clean profile. Now, we got to get this right, because if we do, we're moving forward. Level 3, timing is everything. Here's where most people get denied and never understand why. They request at the wrong time, not the wrong month, the wrong cycle. The golden rule is this: wait 3 billing cycles before your first increase request on a new card, not 3 calendar months, 3 billing cycles. Then wait 6 billing cycles between every request after that. Very important that you do it. Make it a system. Set a calendar reminder the day after your 3rd cycle closes. Every time that reminder fires, you request. This is how I've seen people stack consistent increases like clockwork. Not because they got lucky, but because they built a repeatable process. Here's what that looks like. Say your new card was approved in January. Your first request window opens around April 15th, 3 billing cycles later. You submit the request. 6 cycles after that, around October, you go again. Same card, same process. Stack those increases over 2 years and watch what happens to your available credit. Now, there is one exception. If you get approved for a new card and the starting limit was way lower than you needed, call immediately. Do not wait. Here's the script, because you're going to get this right. Hi, I just got approved for this card, but the limit is lower than what I need for my business expenses. I use this card heavily and was expecting something closer to whatever amount you need. That's what you're going to say. Is there anything we can do today? That is it. Simple, direct, professional, and trust me, it works. And here's why all of this matters to your business. Your credit limits are not just a personal finance number. They are your business's emergency runway. They are your float. They are your ability to capture an opportunity when it shows up and not miss it because your card got declined. Very important. If you're seeing yourself in this, if you've been doing the right things and still watching your limits stay stuck, the link is in the description. This is going to tell you how we go deeper. The CBL Wealth Blueprint is a system that takes everything I teach on this channel and maps it directly to your business. Check the description for our coaching opportunity. Now, level 4, become the bank's favorite customer. This is the level where behavior becomes strategy. 3 months before you plan to request an increase, make that card primary spending card, not just use it a little. Put everything through it, then cycle it, charge it up, pay it down, charge it again, multiple times a month. For a business card, you can do just that. Think about what that signals to the bank. You're running $3,000 to $4,000 in purchases through a card with a $1,500 limit. They see it. Their algorithm sees it. It tells them you need more room. So when you request, the data backs you up. Do not do this on a personal card, as they'll call it cycling. But on your business, you do this. 1 week before you request, pay that balance down under 10%. If you can get it to 1 to 6%, even better. You want a near zero balance with heavy usage history. That combination is exactly what their model is looking for. What you do, not what you want. This is what's important. Leave the card sitting unused for months, then suddenly ask for more credit. I've tested this. Denied the majority of the time, because from the bank's perspective, why would they give you $10,000 on a card you barely use? That does not compute. This is what I mean when I say credit and business are connected. Heavy Intentional users get the highest limits, period. Your behavior with credit is a mirror of your business systems. Consistent, intentional, aligned. This is important. Now, we want to talk about this identity part that's so important for your success. Here's what nobody's telling you, but you're going to hear it today. We've been talking about mechanics, tactics, the how, and those things matter greatly. They absolutely matter. But the real lesson is this, and you've got to get it. Most entrepreneurs are operating their finances from the identity of a borrower. A borrower asks for what they think they deserve. A borrower accepts the first offer. A borrower waits for the system to recognize them. But what I need you to shift into right now, today, is the identity of a business entity. A business entity knows their value before they walk in the room. A business entity asks for 5x because they understand their trajectory. A business entity positions themselves first and lets the numbers follow. I call this your identity thermostat. And here's why that matters. Your thermostat is set to a certain temperature right now. Maybe it's a $5,000 limit temperature. And no matter what tactics you use, if you don't reset the thermostat, you will always drift back to what feels normal. Think about it. How many people do you know who got a raise, got a higher limit, got more money, and within a year, they were right back in the same financial spot? Same stress, same ceiling, different number. That is a thermostat problem. That is an identity problem. And it's something you've got to look at. The tactics I gave you will absolutely work, but they work at a completely different level when the person using them sees themselves as a business entity, not someone asking the bank to do them a favor. Your credit isn't broken. Your operating system is, and today we start the reset. Now, here's the blueprint. You've got to get this part straight. 5 levels. Here's how to move through them quickly. Step 1, update your income profile. Do this today. Log into every credit card account you hold. Update your annual income to include all household income streams. Adjust your housing expense entry to your actual portion only. This single move can trigger an automatic limit review at many issuers without you asking for anything. The alignment note, making sure the system has accurate data on you is not manipulation, it's integrity. Alignment starts with truth. Step 2, request big, request smart. This week, identify your soft pull users. Request online, never by phone unless forced. Ask for 3 to 5 times more than you think you'll get. Calendar your next request 6 billing cycles from today. The alignment note, the size of your request is a signal. Ask for abundance, not scarcity. That energy shows up in how the system processes you. Step 3, cycle and optimize. This is a 30-day sprint. Pick your highest limit potential card. Make it your primary for 90 days. Cycle it intentionally. Charge, pay, repeat. 1 week before your next request, bring the balance below 10%. Then run the level 5 credit profile check. Overall utilization under 10%. Individual card utilization near 0. Bureaus frozen before requesting. The alignment note, your behavior with the credit you already have tells the story. Show the system who you are becoming, not just who you were. Here's something that's important. And if you get it, you're going to move quickly into what you need. Here's what I want you to remember. 5 levels. Update your income. Request the right way. Time it by billing cycles. Cycle your usage. Optimize your profile and move your limits like chess pieces. That is the system. And when your credit is aligned, your business can access what it needs. And when your business runs right, your life flows. That is CBL. Now, I want you to hear this very quickly and do this for me. Do me a favor, subscribe to this channel and hit that like button so we can get this information in front of as many entrepreneurs as possible. Click that bell so you know when we go live and you know when we upload content. People are out here struggling over something that is fixable. Help me help them. And drop a comment below. Tell me, what level are you at right now? Level 1, level 3? Are you already cycling? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one and I respond to each comment as well. Now, this is important. Here's the thing. Everything we talked about today works at its maximum power when your overall credit profile is clean and positioned correctly. If your score is sitting below 680 right now, some of these strategies are going to hit a ceiling before you want them to. I did a full video on exactly how to build your score past 720, the right way, not the short way. And I want you to watch that next. I'll drop the link right here on the screen. It is the foundation that makes everything we talked about today work at full power. And if you are ready to take this further, if you want to build your credit, your business credit, and your financial identity all at once, the CBO Wealth Blueprint is the description. That is where we do this work together. Listen, click that link, get that coaching call. I want you to be blessed, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Take care.